What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. I got a big day planned. Maybe some Bed Bath & Beyond. They're going out of business in my area. And perhaps a local art fair and some rhubarb wine. But until then, a new twist in the drama, including a $1 million GoFundMe to help her raise the funds that she lost in court. You can't, you literally can't make this stuff up. I mean, you can try to make this stuff up, but you would fail very, very, very badly. And by the way, this video is ultra quick sponsorship read, private internet access. It's 2022. If you don't have a VPN yet, make sure you pick up private internet access today. They gave me a special 83% off discount. Using a VPN allows you to access content all around the world that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get access to. They have a strict no logs policy. It's 100% open source, and it's the VPN I use, and they're a longtime supporter of the channel. So if you don't have one, take advantage of their link in the description or pinned comment below. They also have a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied, but I know you will be. New twist emerges with the $10.35 million in damages that now owes JD. The actress is reportedly, quote, broke from the legal battle that she ultimately lost to her ex-husband and is unable to pay the $10.35 million in damages. I'm sure he'll take payments. If I were him, she could pay me $1 a month for 10 million months, because I want that check handwritten too. No electronic deposit. I want you to write a check to me in my name, sign your name to it, put in the memo line, I lied, every month. You can pay that back. Now, after the jury was awarded, the Daily Wire has reported she, of course, was awarded $2 million, but that only comes out of the 12 or 13 million that, or I'm sorry, 10 million that existed. New York Post reported that sources told the publication that she was, quote, broke, and then she's going to have to rely on her homeowner's insurance to pay her attorney fees. High-profile court battle with her ex. I mean, her homeowner's insurance? I'm not sure that you would even... I'm not sure how you would make that claim. Maybe we now know why her lawyers were just so inept. During an interview on NBC's Today with host Savannah Guthrie, her attorney Elaine was asked if she was able to pay the $10.35 million, and her attorney said, "Oh no, absolutely not." The attorney said that she absolutely would file an appeal because she believes that she has some excellent grounds for it. Well, yeah, I mean, not being able to pay it. You know who else has excellent grounds? I'm not going to say it, but you know. Anyway, she also claimed that JD had an unfair advantage over her, ranging from his wealth, power, and fame. By the way, that doesn't matter in court. The amount of support he had on social media, again, that doesn't matter in court. And at the courthouse, also, doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess you could say, I don't know, if somehow the gallery somehow changed the jury's opinions. I don't know. But reality is, social media is everywhere, and it was all over TVs and radios, the internet, everywhere. It was really hard to block that out. And since it was so vitriolic to her, I think it made it a lot more difficult. So since she was a liar, since my client did defame, it made it more difficult for me. Essentially, that's what she's saying. I mean, she's saying, hey, you know, my attorney was, or my client was guilty. But the jury went home every night and saw how guilty she was, and that made it really difficult for me to convince them that she wasn't guilty. On top of this, GoFundMe shutting down a $1 million page claiming to be raising cash for her to pay off JD. GoFundMe shut down a fundraiser seeking to raise $1 million to help her pay off JD after the defamation trial saw her owe him $15 million. Well, just over $10 million. A Justice for AH page was launched on a crowdfunding site by someone named Kimberly Moore, who alleged to be in contact with her legal team shortly after the jury reached a verdict in the trial. I believe her, and social media protected the bad guy, the GoFundMe page read. The judgment exceeds her net worth. It's so sad that he was able to get away with this bad behavior. The judgment furthers that bad behavior. Can you, if you can, please help her? Imagine a GoFundMe for a Hollywood star. However, the platform closed the fundraiser after determining neither her nor her team were connected to the page. But they would have allowed it to exist if they were. A GoFundMe spokesperson told TMZ the account was closed before any substantial amount of money was ever raised. So people did raise money. People did donate money. People donated money. If any, the platform will take. It's unclear what if it is unclear what steps, if any, the platform will take against Moore for creating a fake fundraiser, as GoFundMe did not immediately respond to Daily Mail's request for comment. Well, nothing. I mean, they take down fundraisers all the time there, including ones that are legitimate. Meanwhile, her legal team plans to appeal everything. You know, what was interesting is, in this, you know, with her net worth being, quote, as low as 1.5 million, I mean, that's probably more than most everyone on the planet. So, I mean, it's hard to feel bad. I mean, her actions cost him a lot of money. I think we could all agree at minimum that it cost him the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. I mean, that was going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind that, I mean, of course, you have him playing Captain Jack Sparrow. So you have, you know, this situation where it's very clear and she shouldn't have written the check that she couldn't cash. Then the Washington Post has been on full-blown defense mode. Full-blown defense mode. And what's interesting to me, you have this hinged on the world's worst hashtag me as well op-ed. This is actually an interesting piece. In her now famous Washington Post op-ed, she wrote that 2 years ago, I became a public figure, blah, blah, blah. A more elliptical and less clear formulation would have been tough to conceive. Yet a jury in Fairfax County Circuit Court came away from the 6-week trial convinced that this particular passage, along with 2 others in the op-ed, was pointed enough to defame actor JD's, her former husband, a man she'd previously claimed on multiple instances raised his hands to her, and proved none of them, by the way. I mean, the op-ed underlying all this madness was an attack, too, against journalism. It embraced a cliche op-ed design that of deploying public figures to braid their personal experiences with policy prescriptions. I was exposed to bad behavior at a very young age, read the piece's opening. I know certain things early on without ever having to be told. At a certain point in her life, the op-ed states that her familiarity with these things deepened, not only because she became a public figure representing the bad behavior, she had a rare vantage point of seeing it in real time. Another of the statements determined to be defamatory by the jury. Not once did the op-ed mention his name. The Post was not a defendant in the libel suit. Those who start their days with TMZ know that she was referring to JD with her cryptic references. The tabloids and Hollywood media, after all, had covered the couple's high-profile breakup. For everyone else, however, the op-ed raised the questions that were never answered. In what way did she represent this bad behavior? What were the specifics of the backlash that she was even referring to? What did it mean to say in real time? How institutions rally around accused men? The Post didn't even include a link to the piece to fill in the context for the readers. Perhaps that was the author's strategy all along. As suggested in trial testimony exhibits, having secured a $7 million divorce settlement, she pledged $3.5 million to the ACLU over 10 years. Just months before her op-ed appeared in the Post, she became an ACLU ambassador for women's rights. It was a staffer at the ACLU, according to testimony from the ACLU, who approached the Post's opinion section about publishing the op-ed bearing her byline. The first draft came off the keyboards of the ACLU via consultation with her. So her celebrity conferred standing at the ACLU, which then leveraged her name into a Post op-ed. The byline was accurate only to the extent that the ACLU had tried to craft a piece consistent with her spoken views, which is to say not very accurate. Essentially, they took a celebrity endorser and crafted this story rather than maybe taking somebody who had really had to deal with these type of things. And I guess I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form that this backfired at all. It's been an interesting, couple of weeks. It's going to be interesting to watch the fallout of all of this. And make sure you click that red subscribe button down below, as I will always keep you updated 7 days a week on this channel. If something happens, 6 days a week for sure. And before you leave today, too, before the end of the day, make sure you take advantage of that 83% off discount, the private internet access. It's a massive discount. Unlock all sorts of movies that and TV shows that you didn't even think you had access to, that you're already paying for. Obviously, protect your data, browse anonymously, and all those other things, too. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.